Good morning. Happy Thursday. And it's kind of like your Friday since you don't have any new work tomorrow. So that's awesome. Okay, so you did all the morning work pages and hopefully have done the assessment. Check your work or have a parent or sibling check your work and then email us your score. Okay? Number 1, write 29 and 5/1000ths in standard form. So 29, you know the and stands for the decimal. And remember, we're going to the thousandths place. What I like to do is write my blanks. I need to make it to the thousandths place, and I only have a 5. So that I know there's a 5 in the thousandths place. What am I going to put here, though? Write zeros. So your final answer is 29 and 5/1000ths, just like that. All right, here we're comparing. This is easy peasy because there's a 0 in the holes here and a 9 here. Obviously, you would rather have $9 than $0. So you're going to go that way. Okay. Number 3. Kelly makes fruit juice each morning. She uses 2 1/3 pints of strawberries and 1 2/5 pints of grapes in her juice. How many more pints of strawberries than pints of grapes did she use? Again, how many more? We're finding the difference. So you're going to start with 2 1/3 subtract 1 2/5. Okay, our first step is to make the denominators the same. So 3 and 5. What would be the common denominator? We have to think about the factors of 3 and 5. I'm sorry, not the factors, the multiples. So we want the least common multiple. 15 is going to be our least common multiple. So I'm going to write my old fractions and put the new denominator next door. 3 times what gives you 15? 3 times 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So my new fraction is 5/15. All right, 5 times what gives me 15? 5 times 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. 2 times 3 is 6. So those are my new fractions that go with my mixed numbers. I realize that I'm doing this one problem all the way down my paper, but that's okay. All right, so now I have, instead of 2 1/3, I have 2 5/15 minus 1 6/15. So now I can start my problem. Always start with the fractions first. 5 minus 6. Uh-oh, can I take 6 away from 5? No, so I'm going to have to borrow. I'm going to have to cross out the 2 and make it a 1. So I took a whole from my whole number. Took one whole. So I'm going to add it to my fraction. The easiest way to add a whole to my fraction is to make it match the denominator that's already there. So I'm doing 5/15 plus 15/15. 15/15. Doesn't that equal a whole? Yes. So when I do that, I get 20/15. Now I can do my subtraction. 20 minus 6 is what? 14. Denominator stays the same. Now I had to borrow from this whole here. So now I have 1 minus 1 is 0. So your final answer is just 14/15. I know that was kind of a complicated one. As long as you take it step by step. All right, number 4. Melanie's trip was 500 miles long. She drove the same amount of miles each day for 3 days. How many miles did she drive each day? All right, so my total is 500 miles. She drove an equal amount for 3 days. So it's going to be a division problem. 3 goes into 5 one time. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down your 0. 3 goes into 20 6 times without going over. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm all over the place today. Now I'm coming down on this one. 20 minus 18 is 2. Bring down your 0. 3 goes into 20 6 times without going over. Your remainder is 2. They want us to do it as a mixed number. So I have 166. Your remainder is going to be your numerator, and your divisor is going to be your denominator. So that is your final answer. All right, number 5. This is multiplication of fractions, so you just multiply across. 3 times 4 is 12, and 8 times 5 is 40. Now, I know that that is not simplified because they're both even numbers. So I need to think. Let me think of the factors of 12 and 40. Well, I know 4 goes into 12 evenly, and I know 4 goes into 40 evenly. So let's just try that. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 40 divided by 4 is 10. Is that the most simplified? Yes. Feel free if you got 12/40ths, or even if you just divided by 2 here and got 6/20ths, feel free to give yourself half credit on that. Okay, now we're shading 2/4. So I need to find whether there's 4 rows or 4 columns. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 rows, and I'm going to shade 2 of them. 1, 2, and then 1/2. So how many columns are there? 1, 2. And I'm going to shade 1 of them. Let me get my other color. So now I'm doing vertical columns. So that is what it should look like. All right, number 7. I have 3 plus 2 times 4. You're going to do, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. There's no parentheses. There's no exponent. So you do multiplication or division first and addition and subtraction next. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then you add 3. So 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 is your final answer. All right, I have division. So I'm going to write the first one. You're not doing long division. You're just moving the decimal. And if it's division, you're moving the decimal to the left, and then the exponent tells you how many times. If they don't show a decimal, you always assume it's at the back. I'm moving 3 times because that's my exponent, and I'm moving to the left because it's division. 1, 2, 3. 0.62. You can add your 0 if you want to the end, but you don't have to. And check. Your number with division should be getting smaller. We started with 620. Are we getting smaller here? Yes, because this is less than $1. This is like having 62 cents. Okay? All right, last one. We're adding 1 to all the numbers over here, and then we'll add 3. So 41 plus 1 is 42. 42 plus 1 is 43. And you should start to see a pattern going down. 44, 45, and 46. All right, now we're adding 3. 41 plus 3 is 44. 42 plus 3 is 45. And again, you should start to see the pattern. 46, 47, 48. All right, now we are plotting whatever is on this table on this graph. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. You're going over, then up. So over to 41, up to 43. 41, 43. I hope your eyes are good because this is small. 42 to 44. 43 to 45. And you again will start to see a pattern. 44 to 46. 45 to 47. And 46 to 48. So it should look like that. Okay, like I said, check it yourself. Have a parent or a sibling check it for you. If you didn't simplify number 5, feel free to give yourself half credit on that one, and email us with your results. Have a great weekend, guys.